Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, another glorious Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, featuring a Monday novice fight for you. Yes, it's going to get novices for those weak of heart and weak of mind to look away. For the rest of you, keep watching and hopefully you'll learn a thing or two. We shall be watching Wesker 19 fighting for the Wehrmacht. Fighting for the, 329th Infantry Division. Opposing them shall be Hardmaster. The master of being hard? I'm not entirely sure. But fighting for the Americans nonetheless. Both starting out with a sort of, standard start. 2 engineer units or pioneer units to sort of take some territory along. Barracks or Wehrmacht quarters sort of begin seizing up territory and will add some infantry. Americans fighting for the, let's just say, 5th Armored. Securing a point there, rather right-hand focus from Hardmaster. Whereas the Wehrmacht is sort of splitting out a bit more towards the side, so sort of that way spread out a bit more. And again, this one of the things, at least when I do this sort of thing, is that it sort of also allows me to sort of keep an idea of where is my opponent actually focusing. And then I'll still have one pioneer, for example, in case, if one focuses right, one hard on one right side, and for example, encounters heavy opposition, is forced to pull back, then of course you're going to lose all that territory. On the other hand, of course, if you've got spread out, you lose one side, you'll still have the other one taking territory. We are seeing the Wehrmacht switching towards the west themselves. Also note the placement of the Wehrmacht quarters right in the middle of everything again. Usually a bit better to have it sort of the edges where we want to go. Again, also the same with the American commander. Of course, there is some theory that again it's actually nice to have it right in the middle of everything, because then you can actually just reinforce your troops out as they go. Of course, the slightly other side of the thing is, of course, you do risk them having a bit too close and getting hit by artillery. But munitions captured. Fuel being seized. Bit of a haphazard sort of capping order. Oh right, I had best connected. Back there and then up there and then here and there. Might want to work on that a bit. Slightly more organised capping order. Rifleman squad number 2 heading towards the west. What should be coming up for the Wesker fellow. And again, actually going for the fuel first, then going for the high munitions. Again, slightly more curious capping orders as soon as they reach their corners with the high munition. And a sniper out for Wesker second. This is not really good. I mean, this is the sort of thing where you can easily end up risking either the sniper getting killed or run off, because he doesn't really have enough infantry or anything to really screen him. Plus, of course, it takes a lot more resources, and that way you're also delaying yourself a bit more in terms of overall firepower initially. So, not really the best of starts. Usually, you want to wait with a sniper if you get him to like the 3rd or 4th unit, preferably the 4th unit. That way, you're having a sort of decent force out in the field first to cover and screen the sniper, thus making him a bit harder to be dealt with by your evil, vicious American opponent. Or British, if you're playing against that. And he seems to have completely ignored this part with the fuel and the victory point. That's a bit peculiar. Volker's moving in, another squad arriving there. Sniper apparently just taking a break. Now the infantry is being dispatched to deal with the American infantry. The sniper again. Finally getting a move on without being cloaked. And going up here, but going to encounter some riflemen. Pioneers will need to retreat. Rückzug. And the pioneers seem to have been forgotten. He could try and lay down some mines to make it a bit more difficult for his opponent. And there we go, sniper opens up, revealing himself to Hardmaster. Enemy unit down. And the pioneers seem to have been forgotten all about, and they were killed in a brutal and nasty way. Trio centers up for Hardmaster. 3 rifleman squads so far, not really a lot of combat. So it is a bit questionable if it's actually necessary to go for a trio center that early, and could just, go for something else. Now he's actually getting a jeep, most likely to try and deal with the sniper. In the meanwhile, taking away the Germans' left-hand territory, and then the German is then proceeding to take away that territory. So a bit of a switch there. Pioneers still not doing anything. Come on, get them moving. and laying down a bunker. Not really the best placement for a bunker either, a bit too forwards, in particular since it will leave the flanks very much open to just being easily flanked.
Supply lines are broken.
I mean, if you'd really need a bunker to place here, you should more likely place it about here so I can at least, you know, cover several approaches. One, I mean, just having to cover that one, and then, you know, again, very easy to just send something in here or there is not really good tactically or economically, because that bunker is going to be taken down awfully quickly. But again, this is the Monday Novice fight, and certainly one of the greater Monday Novice mistakes, or well, novice mistakes in general, is of course the part with emplacements with MG bunkers or nests or whatever you might want. Is again, they have a tendency of slightly being over-eager about them, but also you're not really thinking about them fully when placing them down. Kriegberg's going up for Wesker, so he's got what, 2 Volksgrenadiers and a sniper. Yeah, that's not really a good composition at all. I mean, it can drain your opponent a bit, but overall it's not a very strong one. We're seeing Browning automatics from Hardmaster, interestingly enough. Pioneers with the flamethrowers running into problems. Will need to be retreated, or yeah, looks like he might lose them again. Mine's going down there. Hardmaster at least got that right. He's got corn infantry, in fact. Going up here. Keep moving forwards. MP40s equipped. And there we go, the rest of the forces moving in. Right into the MP40s. Rain of fire. Needs to be careful. And the riflemen just basically need to stand still. And not move closer to the MP40s. You do not move close to MP40s if you can avoid it. But apparently that is what Hardmaster does, because apparently he likes it hard. Or something like that. Volskers keep on fighting. They might want to retreat now, and there we go. Heinz is the last lucky survivor. Another Volsker squad arrives. Opens up on the remaining Americans, who are completely consumed in their hunt for the last Kraut. Now a half-track actually appears for Wesker.
Listen up, Rifle Squad.
The bunker is still standing, but again, flanks are exposed. They're very much exposed. And there we go, sneaking up here and retreating, and nice maneuvering about there by Hardmaster, the master of hardness. Fuel point being taken over there. No real response from the Wehrmacht player. Not really good. Generally, you know, you want to deal with that. You want to punish your opponent for going for things like that. But apparently Wesker also finally gets around to getting an MG, but no grenadiers, for example. Kampfkraft Center going up. Sending out the half-tech on its own. No infantry to support it. Wesker not caring about the victory point there either. He seems to be a bit victory point blind. Half-track moving in against the rifleman, opening up.
Losing ground out there.
And there we go, killing a few, suppressing a few. Supply at ready, another jeep out. Wehrmacht troops arriving with MP40s. Rifleman going to moving straight up into the Volkers with MP40s again. Not really clever. And there we go. Hardmaster retreating when things get too hard. Might want to do something with a half-track, or with all the troops standing about doing nothing. And I mean, really, that rather shows, you know, the problem with Wesker's defensive positions. He actually got an MG42 to cover the flank of his MG42 bunker, and again, had he placed it a bit better, that would not be necessary. And even then, I mean, it's going to easily outflank from that way.
Troops can now make
Sticky bombs out for Hardmaster. Volsker's getting pushed away. Nothing going on there, nothing going on there. Pioneers popping out there to take the point.
The enemy is after our victory point.
Circling up by the bunker, but again, no real movement from Wesker.
Ready for battle. We got our flamethrowers. Riflemen, Coming, squad. Front and center.
Large assault team moving towards the right hand side. Let's go look at Wesker. No doctrine for him as of yet. And again, just standing back with units. He even put the sniper in a bunker. I mean, really? You do not do something like that. You use the sniper to support your other troops by killing and draining. You do not just stuff him in a bunker. I mean, really? That's a bunker, that's a Volkswagen squad, that's an MG42, and that's a sniper all around one single victory point, while the enemy's attacking every other single point. That's a waste of resources. I mean, we're really talking, you know, oh, I don't know, close to 1,000 manpower just around here. This is terrible, this is horrible, this is not how you do it. A defense should not be that much. I mean, put down some barbed wire, perhaps, but, you know, otherwise, I mean, if you're forced to do that, you've done something wrong. Generally, the Volkswagen, the sniper and the MG would be out here pushing the Americans, laying down some pressure, killing some Yankees. Instead, they're doing nothing. They're waiting for the Yankees to come for them, and they won't have to if they can take the rest of the map, which they can't because, oh, wait, most of the forces are in the center of the map. Gott im Himmel. Not really acceptable at all, but let's return to the fight. Half-track actually upgraded to a flamethrower one. Not really a good upgrade. I mean, it can do something. Oh, actually managed to catch a few on fire. 4 in fact, 3, 5. Well, doing alright, I suppose. But going to get sticky bombed, and again, I mean, here Wesker ought to have been pulling it back. Instead, he keeps it within the sticky bomb range, and that's a half-track lost without doing the sufficient damage, plus the Pioneer unit. Wire and tank traps going up there, so he can't easily reach his victory point and fuel. That's brilliant, Hardmaster, if your intention is to make it harder for yourself. It is. Good. Response from the Germans is a single Volkswagen squad and some Pioneers. And finally, he's actually abandoning the center point. Some Grenadiers fighting on their own here out in the open. Stick to cover in Deckung now. Looks like the rifle are going to get engaged. Veterans run up for the Volkswagen infantry. That's good. That's nice. And he gets another Volkswagen squad. He could have got Grenadiers again. Slight reminder. Usually, if you can get Grenadiers, don't get Volkswagen Grenadiers. The Grenadiers are just that much of a better investment. Very important to point that out. Sniper moving up. Rifle getting engaged with flamethrowers. Come on, shoot the sniper. Don't keep him moving. You daft bastard. Engineers on the run. Point being secured here. Not sure what Hardmaster's rifle intending there. And again, that's just not necessary. Why get Volksgrenadiers when you can get Grenadiers?
I am ready to close with the enemy.
I mean, unless you're doing some sort of challenge, in which case don't get Grenadiers in the first place. So that's just weird. And we're actually seeing artillery getting called in on the Kampfkraft Center. I'm not convinced that's worth 150 munitions, in particular since the Kampfkraft Center itself just costs 100 munition. Manpower, I mean. So it's not really going to be the sort of thing it's going to cost a lot to rebuild. But Grenadiers with MG. Sniper again hanging about there. Just a lot of wire here. The Great Wall of Wire, apparently. Pulling up the assault here. And remember, the LMG-42 only fires when you're standing still. I really see a lot of novices get the LMG-42, and that's not a bad thing, but they then proceed to move about, which of course pretty much renders it useless. You have to stand still for it to fire. MG-42 pulling up there. And of course, I mean, all of this is a nice idea, but again, barbed wire can easily be negated by engineers. And apparently he doesn't even bother finishing it, so I mean, again, it's rather questionable what the worth of it entirely was. Sturm army going up. That's nice.
Ready.
Forward base. We are losing ground.
Rifleman going to get sniped. Someone's having a seizure. And there we go, the Americans are on the retreat. At the same time, we are seeing a larger force penetrating through the right-hand side, and no actual response from the Wehrmacht from Wesker. It's just pioneers staying around here. They have not salvaged, they have not been laying down mines. I mean, really? And Hardmaster, of course, he has now blocked his own path of retreat, which means he has to go through all the Wehrmacht troops if he wants to retreat.
The Yankees are grabbing our territory.
Not really what I would call them the height of clever. Flamethrowers dealing with some riflemen over here, but they're going to go down. Again, Wesker. Unit preservation, knowing when to fight, knowing when to retreat. Really seems to be a bit off there. Rifleman retreating right past the MG gunner, who's actually doing quite a bit of damage and killing quite a few Yankees on the retreat. 4 so far. Might another one drop. There we go. 2 in fact make it back in the end. And again, no real response, no real counter-attack, because now he's just busy over here, and instead of just detailing a few units to do so, he's detailing most of his army to take that area. Armored cars on the way now to deal with the infantry, leaving him open to armor for that matter, although Hardmaster's not got any real anti-tank himself except sticky bombs, but he's getting a tank depot. Armor cars probably as support from the 21st Panzer Division, detailing some reconnaissance. And there we go, of course, again, the huge problem in having the bunker exactly there. He can easily be flanked. Rather debatable if it even served a point. Might want to get at least one of the armor cars out there quickly to sort of try and contain the Americans. Finally, also might be an idea to rebuild the Kampfkraft Center and get some further veterancy. Also, time for the mid-game analysis. Current situation, bit of a mix. The Wehrmacht sort of holding the territory, sort of being the back, but he never really gets anything done. I mean, he's partly been investing too many resources in terms of what troops he has on the field several times where they manage to achieve pretty much bollocks. And he keeps on doing that. His unit preservation is also rather poor, meaning he's lost a lot of units. He needs to be more aggressive, he needs to be a bit more economical, he needs to have a better understanding of the strategic situation, because his strategic awareness is horrible. He is too late in actually counter-attacking, he's too late in doing anything, and again he's pretty much just allowing Hardmaster to run around doing most of what he wants with the map. He needs a Kampfkraft Center, he needs some more veterancy, he needs some assault guns or something to deal with what's going to come out for the tank depot, and generally, I mean, he's not only seen riflemen with BARs and sticky bombs for some time, so he should be preparing anyways.
Let our storm squad take the battle to the enemy.
That's the spirit, but again, you know, he needs to be aggressive. Hardmaster, on the other hand, will need to mine a bit more. And well, I suppose just keep at it, and we'll try not to get more of his men killed. But nicely flanking here, and again, this has just been a huge waste for the Wehrmacht. Volksguns again on their own, only a sniper to support them.
We're losing territory.
We are seeing some stormtroopers moving up. The Grenadiers are rhyming from the other side. Sniper retreats. Volksguns are going to need to retreat.
Attention. The enemy advances.
There we go, 2 armored cars pulling up. Sturmgewehrs on the way. And there we go, just really delivering a lot of damage. And again, moving the MG gunner but a bit too much. Grenades getting locked at the rifleman and causing apparently a huge retreat. But managed to stabilize things sort of. There we go, assault rifles equipped. Advancing a bit judiciously. Grenadiers moving in. Where are the armored cars? Hanging up there. Riflemen doing what they can, but the firepower being arrayed against them is too much, and they are forced away. And mine tanks have been laid down by Hardmaster. Very nice, causing some damage, causing some losses. And again, most of his army again standing about 1 point, this time in the front of his space, achieving nothing. And we've also seen taking up to the battle phase. And why are the pioneers even in the bunker? I mean, really?
Sturmtruppen here!
The Americans are capturing a sector.
Does he even know what he's doing half the time?
Yes, Governor. Do you need any construction?
Victory points are definitely slipping out of his grasp. And let's just speed this up a bit. Nothing really happening. Sherman the ready, and the sniper went down because what happened? He was sent on his own against troops with automatic weapons. And I suspect he might even have moved him in too close. Again, Wesker doesn't even seem to know how to use his snipers. And there we go, assault going in. Riflemen charging straight into several lines of machine guns. Germans are going to hit the flank. Another two rifles looks like they'll try to hit the three, in fact. Other rifle squad retreating right past all of this. This could be bad, very bad. Though even worse is the fact that he's still hanging around while there's a Sherman on the way. And what are the stormtroopers there? He's equipping them with Panzer Strikes, but that's not going to happen in time. Get them out of there. Get the armored cars out of there. Instead, he's actually attacking the Sherman with everything he has. And most of what he has can't damage it. What are you doing, man? Have you taken a complete leave of your senses? I mean, he's moving in to apparently clear out the supporting units, but again, there's still the huge force moving up to hit the flank. His troops are trying also to attack the base, but I mean, what are you doing? Retreat, the Grenadiers! Retreat, the MG! Come on, man! I mean, really? And apparently the Grenadiers somehow survives his madness. But still, he's lost 2 armored cars and quite a bit else. Absolutely dreadful there by Wesker. I mean, why on earth did he not just pull back? I mean, really, that was the height of insanity. To attack a Sherman with infantry. What does he think this is? StarCraft? Where the tanks aren't tanks.
Heavy infantry reserves are now available. Enemy unit down.
There we go, armored car is down. His lack of anti-tank rather hurt him. Though he does now have 1 Panzerschreck, but that really wouldn't have helped in that situation. So basically, I mean, he just lost an MG42, 2 armored cars, and he's been forced to reinforce quite a bit as well. Absolutely dreadful. Really cannot emphasize that enough. Dreadful, dreadful play. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 rifleman squads. Really, Hardmaster? Couldn't you get some Rangers instead? Or something else?
Enemy unit down.
I mean, again, the only thing that seems to let you get away with that is, of course, the fact that Wesker seems to be not really the best the Wehrmacht has to offer. And now he's blobbing up. Oh, if only Hardmaster had gone for airborne, he could really punish this. We're now seeing Geschützwagens out. This kid will just imagine they're Marders, since that's pretty much how they work. They were actually sort of assault guns like the Stug, and not just Marders. Based on the Hotchkiss tank.
Front shifting.
Quite a bit of fun there. Moving about here and there. Grenadiers supporting the Volksgunners in the center. He could retake the MG42. Lots of moving about.
200 points. Germans are seizing territory from us.
Still no Kampfkraft center. There we go. The assault is commencing. Where are the stormtroopers? They are not even at the front. And now, of course, the MG42 is going to get taken. And now, of course, going to be turned against its former masters. Not really well handled. Second Sherman out for Hardmaster on the 5th Armoured. By the way, he already has them upgunned, and now we're seeing a Stu 42 rolling out for Wesker, hoping to blast his way out. Grenade on the rifleman, and the squad actually went down. That's a minor victory for the Wehrmacht, but minor indeed considering all the other things they've lost. Stu 42 moves in and misses horribly. Sherman arrives, comes under fire from the Geschützwagens as they blast away at the flank. Hardmaster might want to be a bit more considerate with his armoured advances. There we go. Quite a bit of damage being inflicted all of a sudden. Troops hanging about there, need to reinforce, and again some veterancy would be a nice move for Wesker. At least veterancy 1 for his armor, to at least make them a bit harder to deal with. Both Geschützwagens miss in a glorious display of bad gunnery. Second Sherman moves in. Wesker's retreat rather not working out, exposing one re-end, of course rendering it immediately pointless, but now the Sherman might be moving in a bit too quickly, exposing it a bit too much to fire from the Geschützwagens. Stu 42 flanking in without support again, coming under fire from the Sherman. I mean, really, Wesker, do you even know how to use your assault guns? Sherman going straight into the German base and calling in some artillery on the creek barracks. Nice move. That's definitely going to deny Wesker any chance of getting a pack. Finding here sticky bomb on the Stu. Infantry awfully clumped up. Geschützwagen scores the kill on the Sherman, but the creek barracks is lost. 329th is in trouble. Mildly put. Second Sherman rear exposed. Always point the front towards where your enemy is most likely to come from. The flamethrower actually caused a damaged engine on the Geschützwagen. I've never seen that. It was either that or the Jeep, and that's even more disturbing. Might want to get the Sherman out of there. Both engineers repairing while under heavy fire.
Enemy unit down.
Sherman down, a Panzerfaust got it. German assault rolling straight into the MG4, actually nicely placed to cover the entire front and keep the flanks clear, so that's actually pretty nicely done, I suppose, by Hardmaster. Driving up to hit the flank, going to come under fire from the Grenadiers and their MG. Oh, again, stand still with the MG. Sticky bomb on the Geschützwagen. MG does quite a bit of damage to the rifle right there, and another Geschützwagen is down. A loss to the Wehrmacht that cannot be replaced. And the Stu 42 mobilized. Oh, you didn't need to throw 3 sticky bombs at it. And Wesker's MP-44s were nowhere to be seen. Another Stu rolls out immediately. Not supporting it with infantry, of course. That would be silly, apparently, he thinks. Again, attacking out in the open is not really a good idea either, and still no veteran D2 for his infantry. Which the Grenadiers and Stormtroopers would benefit. Just retreat, man. Just retreat. Get that Stu out of there. Rifle attacking straight into the line of fire of the assault rifles. That's a pretty bad idea. Oh, the Stormtroopers could actually go down. And the rifleman stole the Panzerschreck, but the Stu 42 gets off an excellent hit, killing several in one blast, but nonetheless, Panzerschreck is lost now in the hands of a veteran. See, true rifleman scored. Definitely nicely done there by Hardmaster. Another Geschützwagen out, still no Kampfkraft Center. Come on, come on.
Sherman on point. Enemy cav here.
Do you fancy an assignment near Leningrad?
Taking fire.
Again, his response time is not really good. Again, now a Stu 42 number 2 is lost. Geschützwagen blasts away with its pack 40. which will actually be incoming to the Pack 40, that is. No more Pack 38. It's Pack 40 all the way. With some Pack 43, I think, in support. Speeding things up. Clearly slipping out of their hands. Of a Wehrmacht playing fiend. Volkswagen looks like they might get overwhelmed, and they do. Not really standing a chance against that much veteran riflemen. Charging up here. Stand still with the Grenadiers again. Have them fire at range another Panzerschreck. Instead, he moves them straight up into the line of fire of the riflemen. And again, they have only veterans who won, so they're going to be easy attacks. Even taking a point! What are you doing, you klutz? Oh, you bastard. I mean, you just lost quite a large infantry force.
Enemy unit down.
One of his Grenadiers and a Volkswagen squad, MGs, MP40s, Panzerschreck lost. I mean, really, that was just pointless. Partly again due to the lack of veterancy, but again, you know, moving so close up with the MG and then proceeding to take a point while under fire.
One less point for the fucking Huns.
Now, Stormtroopers looks like they're going to be sent to their deaths. Off-map combat crew providing a bit of this and that. A ton of infantry, though, for Hardmaster still. A Tiger rolls out. Pretty vain effort at this point, I'd say. Geschützwagen there. A Volkswagen squad, a Stormtrooper squad is all that is left, and some Pioneers. Oh, what an absolute incredible waste. And towards here, you know, how about not sending in the Pioneers first? Barely any victory points left. Again, he's not really been focusing very intently on them, only when, oh shit, he sort of realizes I have to do that stuff. Tiger advancing first within sticky bomb range. Again, veterans do right and have increased sticky bomb range. I mean, that's really poor. Tiger already half health, taking so much damage from the sticky bombs and the Panzerschrecks. Storms moving and finally forcing away the Rifleman Pioneers, working as hard as they can. But now we are seeing the full response of Hardmaster. And artillery getting called in. I mean, this just keeps on getting worse and worse. Keeps advances straight into the line of fire. The Geschützwagen takes a hit and actually survives. Impressive. Geschützwagen, though, wants to move away. Going to get swarmed any minute now. Come on, pull away, pull away. Tiger needs to support. Needs to provide supportive fire within some safe range. It can't move away. Don't split them up, Wesker. Don't split them up. You're just going to allow your opponent to deal with them one at a time. Oh dear. He might have had a chance here, but he's absolutely botched it. Again, by splitting them up, which he did quite too often as a Wehrmacht player. You should not split up your forces that much. Geschützwagen gone, bomb grenade on the Riflemen, doing quite a bit of damage. And Hardmaster calling out GG. Tiger down, infantry most likely down as well. Another Stu 42 being rushed in pretty vainly. Going to get sticky bomb, damaged engine. And gone. And there you go, a pretty horrific loss for the 329th. The 5th did alright. The basic problems of Wesker was poor unit preservation, splitting out his troops too often. I mean, Volkswagen are not meant to fight on their own, yet he kept insisting on that. Not rebuilding the Kampfkraft Center, not getting more veterans for his infantry and his armor. And no real mines, poor bunker placement, again having a lot of troops standing about, doing nothing so often. That is one of the worst things you can do, that is just having troops standing about doing nothing. You should never do that. Always be active, always try to do something, even if laying down defenses, do something. Do not stand about doing nothing. That is a waste of troops. Hardmaster, too many riflemen. I think in this match it worked out, but I think against a more competent Wehrmacht player he could have had his arse handed to him a bit. You probably should have had something a bit more dealing with armor or any sort of vehicles a bit earlier, but managed alright. Nice mining, alright usage of his doctrine, alright usage of Shermans, although he had a tendency of sending them in piecemeal without properly using them, which again resulted in quite a few of them being lost pointlessly. Nice calling literally on his opponent's base. That seems to be about it. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. I very much hope you do. If you did, why not subscribe to your friends? If you didn't, well, why not send a replay of your own? This is Imperial Dane saying cheers, and feel free to follow me on Facebook and Twitter.